All right, so tonight we are changing the axle on the passenger side of the tracker. This is the one that's more difficult to change. In a previous video, I did the driver's side. It's a very simple one to change. You don't actually have to take apart the strut. You don't take the strut off. This one you do. So yeah, we're gonna get to it. We're gonna take the tire off of it. We're gonna take the hub off of it. Take the little C-clip out here, and we're gonna disconnect the strut, rock the knuckle out enough to pop the axle out of the differential. We'll get the axle out of there. I got a new one. We'll put the new one on new. I got a used one. We're gonna put a used one in there that actually has good boots on it. Put that back in there and we'll put it all back together. So that's what we're doing. I'm also going to put my mud terrain tires back on because I'm planning to go on an adventure tomorrow. Alright. So what I did there is I took and to keep this from spinning, I put the car in 4-wheel drive, locked the hubs in. Then I actually had to put that tire over there on the ground. I didn't have it on the ground before. I just had the whole thing, whole front up on jack stands. Now I've got that side on the ground, so to keep the hub from spinning. Now, instead of getting those pesky bolts down there, I just unlock the hub, turn it back to the top, lock it back in. Makes life easy. And there's your hub. Quick tip on these geo trackers. If you can't get your hands on or you can't afford spare hubs for when you're off-roading and whatnot, you can't afford spare hubs, go to the junkyard and get yourself a cap off of a newer Grand Vitara, and it fits right over the axle and it'll bolt right on where our old hub was. And so bring the bolts with it as well, and that'll bolt right in. So you'll no longer be able to disengage your hub, but you will get home or back to the trailer or whatever. So quick tip for you, cheap way to have spare parts in your tool bag without having to stock expensive pair of hubs. So yeah, these are a couple bucks. I think I paid $10 for both of these at the junkyard. I'll keep these in my spares bag when I go to any serious trips. Quick tip for you on the trackers. There it is. All right, right here, you can see the two little ears of the snap ring. So our next step is we're going to pop that snap ring off of there. With any luck, it'll come the first try. And my snap ring pliers are backwards. All right. Being a booger. Doesn't want to just go. Finally, have I ever told you how much I hate snap rings? Not my favorite things in the world. All right, so the snap ring's off. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna loosen the two bolts up here, take these two bolts on the strut out so that we can finagle this out of here. Get that axle out of there. Alright. Only flattened most of the threads on that bolt. I'm also going to unhook the brake line right there. I want to screw that up. Brake line's out. Top bolt's out. Now I should have enough room. Yeah. Awesome. Filled everything full of dirt that wasn't supposed to get dirt in it. Love it when that happens. I'll have to clean that up. Okay. They're kind of functional. They're shot. Alright, so what I ended up doing, I finally got the axle out. What I ended up doing is actually taking the three balls, not what I wanted to do. Anyway, so what I ended up doing is taking the 3 bolts out of the lower ball joint and just basically taking the entire steering, the entire piece off. Yeah, and now out comes the axle. So yeah, get the new one I got up here on the shelf. I'll get it all cleaned up, ready to go back in. I gotta get this all cleaned up because it's all full of dirt now. And yeah, we'll go back together with it. That was a pain in the butt. So yeah, I didn't need to take that off if I took the ball joints out, but I didn't know that, so, well, probably should have taken that off anyway. It just made it a lot easier to get everything off, everything out. Probably didn't have to take that out, but it's out. So yeah, get her cleaned up and put it back together. So after this ordeal here, I am definitely going with the modification of putting 2 driver's side axles on. So I'm gonna have to carry 1 spare, and so I don't have to disassemble the entire vehicle to change an axle. So, all right, get it cleaned up, we'll get it back together. All right, so we got the axle cleaned up. I only cleaned the end of it, it's a critical part. I just laid it on the time to clean all this, but that's all outside the vehicle, so it doesn't matter. I got this end all nice and cleaned up. Now we're going back together. So first I'm gonna shove the end of the transmission in the differential. Come on. That end's in. All right, so we're pretty much back together now. I gotta tighten everything up. Battery on the camera is about dead though. So, yeah. So I got the hub back on. You guys have seen how it comes off, super easy. Tighten all my bolts up and then job's done. So, Probably gonna take it wheeling tomorrow. It'll be fun. Little trip up in the mountains. Need to get up in the hills. Yeah. I might put some footage of that in here, but we'll see. We'll see how it looks after I edit the whole video. So yeah, that's where we're at. That's how to change one of these axles. Pain in the butt, but that's how it is working on cars sometimes. So overall, recap of what I had to do: take the hub off, take the snap ring out, disconnect the strut, disconnect the 3 bolts that hold the lower ball joint on, and then I ended up taking the steering thing off. I don't know if I had to do that or not. And then pull the hub out, take the axle out, put the new one in. It all goes back together. So yeah, thanks for watching. Clarice, hold it up there.
Up here?
Yep, pointed it. Yep. Point where we're going. Hey. We're going. That's what you want to do.
There's the room.
Lift your camera up high. There you go. So you can see the road.
I'm gonna do it over here.